Right guys, welcome back to Poetry Day 4. It's another poem here by one of my favourite poets, Séamus Heaney. This is kind of a hard poem. A little bit hard to read, just the way it's set out, but it's kind of a little bit sad as well. I really like the poem, just like how he kind of dealt with this thing that happened in his life, guys. It was a big thing that happened to him, and it's only when he became an adult that he kind of wrote about it. And even though it happened so long ago in his life, when he was an adult, he was really able to remember it. And I'd say writing this poem probably helped him deal with what was going on in his life at that time. It was a really big shock for a person so young. Um, and I hope now, whenever I read this poem, I always put myself in the poet's shoes and imagine what he was going through. I never went through anything like it, as serious as that, but it just really shows to me how difficult it was for him. And this is why a lot of people write poetry and read poetry. It helps them deal with situations like this in this poem, okay? So the name of the poem is called Midterm Break. I have to read it first. I sat all morning in the college sick bay, counting bells and ending classes to a close. At 2 o'clock, our neighbours drove me home. In the porch I met my father crying. He'd always taken funerals in his stride, and Big Jim Evans saying it was a hard blow. The baby cooed and laughed and rocked the pram. One I came in and I was embarrassed by old men standing up to shake my hand and tell me they were sorry for my trouble. Whispers informed strangers I was the eldest, away at school as my mother held my hand in hers and coughed out angry, tearless sighs. At 10 o'clock the ambulance arrived, with the corpse, staunched and bandaged by the nurses. Next morning I went up to the room. Snowdrops and candles soothed the bedside. I saw him for the first time in 6 weeks, paler now, wearing a poppy bruise on his left temple. He lay in the 4-foot box as in his cot. No gaudy scars, the bumper knocked him clear. A 4-foot box, a foot for every year. So when I heard this and read this the first time, it's probably in secondary school. I think I read it, I might have read it in primary school, but there's just so much imagery in the story that's told in the poem, guys. Being taken out of school, and this verb here, knelling classes, the bells. And I looked up this word knelling, and that verb means to ring a bell slowly. And you can imagine at a funeral, if you've ever been to a funeral, people ring the bell of the church very slowly. It's just kind of that noise, that of a death, basically. And this image of seeing his dad crying, someone that he thought was very strong, and seeing him crying, and the strangeness of his neighbours driving home, all these strange things that just don't normally happen. You can see, I love the image of must be his baby brother or sister not having a clue what's going on. They're so young. And even you can see the pain in his mother through this bit here. At school, away at school, as my mother held my hand in hers and coughed out angrily tearless sighs. So she's trying to stay strong for the poet. And then the image, guys, of the corpse, his sibling coming in the ambulance, and it's wrapped up in the bandages. And as always, guys, anyone that's read this poem, anyone that knows this poem, the last line is always the biggest line that has an effect on it. A 4-foot box, a foot for every year. And you can tell from that, guys, how old his brother was when he got killed. So, guys, I'm just going to leave this with you now. Maybe tell me what you think of it. Was there anything in it that stood out to you? And did it remind you of anything, or could you feel the pain of the poet through the poem, guys? Now, I'll have a more upbeat poem for me tomorrow, but just this is a classic poem, and it's been voted one of the best poems in Ireland throughout the years. Anytime there's been a big competition or a poll about best poems in Ireland, this one always is up there, guys, okay? A lot of people can relate to it in Ireland. So in the meantime, guys, I'll chat to you soon. Keep safe.